Traders, welcome back to our price action trading lesson. We're looking at S&P 500 and many futures. And we're going to be using price action to help us navigate the market and identify right opportunities to enter. So based on price action, the structure right now is in a very neutral market. We have consolidation. Both buyers and sellers are present. So right now what I have to do is identify key levels, and I have to follow short-term trend line rule, because this is pretty much the only tool I have when the market is this neutral and this sideways. Market is correcting right now. We have a break. We have a spike down, downtrend played out with the break, pushed to a new extreme, and we actually have high impact news announced soon. This is, as you can see, the high impact news coming out, spike in volatility. Actually, I believe this was medium impact, but still quite important. You don't have to pay attention to low impact, but the high impact and medium impact news, they're important. There can be spike in volatility, so you don't want to be trading right around the news. Market is trending down, so right now what I'm going to do, I'm going to draw a brand new downtrend working lower like this. I cannot go long. We're breaking lower, and we have actually some potential failed breakout scenario. Now when I'm watching this, the signal bar actually was much different. Okay, I reloaded my data plenty of times today trying to get better bars. So now after the fact, the signal bar is actually much better. When I was watching this live, I had terrible bearish bar to go long above, which of course is gonna go long. With this bar, it is more tempting, but as I talk about this a lot, when we're fading breakouts, we prefer to have some broader structure. Look at this push down. It's so steep and so seamless. The break is so insignificant and so tiny. You can't even touch the EMA while breaking this trend. You can easily make a case for just slightly wider downtrend like this. Every single time this happens, I don't really like fading breakouts because we want something broader, at least touching the EMA, preferably breaking this. But when you're watching this live, the signal bar was not even there, so no problem. Market is trending lower, trending lower. We actually have some pullback. I'm going to draw the short-term uptrend. I can't really sell just yet. And market continues to trade lower. Okay, so I'm going to play with the key a little bit because we have actually tail here and tail here. So this ended up being a breakout pullback. Prices broke the trend range, came back, tested it. Support transformed into resistance, and sellers stepped in. Which right now is telling me, okay, there's probably some wider channel, okay? Because if the trend range is the main pattern, we were supposed to go back into trend range around this area, okay? We corrected at a key level, tested it, but we never made it all the way into the trend range, which is a problem for bulls. Because EMA held again and we continue to trade lower, this means there's probably some channel, some bearish trend down. So I had to identify the correct channel, and the channel that has the most confirmations right now is something like this, spike in a channel pattern. It fits pretty well, bounce here, and here. It also fits pretty well off the lows. It's not super confirmed channel because there's a low amount of bars, didn't really push too far down. Structure is very slow and choppy, so we have to work with what we have. Market is correcting, we're breaking the EMA, and now we technically have a double trap because you have a new low when we're using the counting technique. First entry short, mini pullback, second entry short, of course, miles from the EMA, so it can't sell. Price action corrected, we created a break, pushed to a new high, uptrend played out. And because we closed below EMA, this is third entry short, but it closed below EMA, so we can view it as double trap. When I was watching this live, actually it never closed below EMA. It stayed a little bit above. But since it's closing below EMA, maybe on your chart, now it's much safer. It's also a real two-legged pullback. I was hoping you get some nice lower high, but looking back, this is a decent setup, especially if you can manage to get a close below EMA. Because such a broad two-legged pullback, uptrend played out, correction played out, there is no broader channel like this. You can tell this is simply unnatural. Any broader channel doesn't fit that well. So it has to be over, break a new high, decent signal bar, managing to close barely below the EMA, downtrend is new low following the trend line rule. We can't get a lower high because we already created push to a new extreme, so downtrend played out with the break and push to a new low. Okay, we have another two-legged pullback up, and now I can see that the structure is quite choppy and quite sideways. Because why market keeps going lower after new low? Why are we not reversing back up? This was a weak downtrend, very short-term channel. I don't really want to look for additional broader channel like this. Yes, you can get some bounces, but remember, we were in a trend range. This was a very short-lasting trend. You can do this kind of expanding and widening when the trend is much stronger and you have more bounces, and overall we pushed down quite a lot. This was very slow and gradual move, very weak trend, low amount of bars. You know, we're going too sideways now, so we can't really widen like this. When the structure is this choppy and this sideways, you can only do it, like I said, if you have some stronger trending market. They have more bars, especially after the significant push above EMA. I'm gonna stick to my trend range, but at the same time right now there's no bias. I'm not even looking for trades because this is simply too neutral, everything played out. Yes, I have some short-term channel that may need new high, but this is pretty much area of development where I simply need more information to work with. You know, breaking new high again. Okay, market pushed lower. This is where I drew this mini trend range. But I'm not really too excited to be buying or selling here because this is kind of insignificant trend range in no man's land. Let's see what's going to happen. Now I'm going to redraw a brand new trend. Why I'm drawing a brand new trend? This is important because I don't really want to fade the breakout just yet, because this uptrend played out with the break new high, correction down, we tested the support, and we have a brand new trend. Okay, so yes, it looks like 2 legs up, which is tempting, and fading here worked for a scalp, riding it all the way down here to the EMA. So you managed to get the scalp, but because we actually have a breaking new high here and a new trend started again, I prefer to be actually redrawing a brand new channel and not fading here. I would need some push below EMA to negate it, and market created that additional push up to the exponential moving average. Excuse me, to the new high. But this fell breakout worked for a scalp, but I still don't want to market because the short-term channel is in play. Okay, market is going sideways. And we have decisive push below EMA. Okay, and this decisive push below EMA now is confirming that we're going back into this trend range. Uptrend played out. I don't think we can sell these highs. It's in the middle of no man's land, no key entry point, no nothing. You just can't pick a top like this. Now we finally break below EMA. We have a lower high that is far from the EMA with the body. You can tell the body is so far from the EMA, not even the tail is touching it. So I need second entry short, filled second entry long. And this was not super healthy trend range to begin with. This was just, I would say, area of development trend range. So I definitely would prefer something stronger. Second entry short or filled second entry long would be ideal. Actually, would form both in one setup. And we actually have great setup here. New high, first entry long, second entry long failure. New low, first entry short, second entry short. So this would be a double high probability setup. And once we have more reasons to enter, you always trust the setup more. EMA keeps holding, downtrend is new low. This would have been great setup, but there was no trigger. When I was watching this live, I actually had inside bar, so I reloaded my data trying to get better bar because I didn't want to take inside bar. But upon reloading my data, I didn't really help myself much because there's still no break here. So nothing I can do to just sell this great setup. Both signal bars were weak, inside bar or no trigger. Maybe if your data is a little bit different after reload or before reloading, you can take it. But on this chart, I simply can't take it. Or some lower high would be great, but I didn't get no lower high. It's a shame because this one trade is all you need, right? To run it all the way back down here. Now, we have a break push to an extreme and significant push down. Trends, they should be proportionate. And this entire move down looks so much stronger than this initial leg that we drew the initial channel for. So I'm going to draw a wider channel because the push down needs to be proportionate. Something like this. Okay, the structure is in some weak bearish trend down, so you're mainly thinking about selling. But this is not easy structure to navigate. Okay, new low already. It's not acting as an overshoot. When we draw the uptrend like this. Break a new high, uptrend played out. We expect new low for this channel because uptrend played out. Some lower high below EMA would be good. No lower high, new low already. So downtrend played out as well. So right now, everything played out to the downside. Okay, we can't really take this long just yet. It's a little bit too early. I'm going to redraw a short-term uptrend. Once again, looks like some trend range is about to be established. And this is interesting setup. This is another double high probability setup. New low here. I can reset the count here because I have, technically this is the lowest low. But every single time we have these many matching lows, you can basically use the latest one. This is common in trend ranges or if you're bouncing off some key level. So this is the latest matching low. First entry short pullback, second entry short failure. And new high here, first entry long, second entry long. So this is actually pretty decent high probability setup. Great single bar. This leg up needs new low. You actually have some bearish depletion because your downtrend break new low. We're going sideways, going sideways, going sideways. We're not making lower lows. In fact, we have static lows and push above. Yeah, this is a good sign. Reversal right now is happening. Okay, uptrend played out with the break push to new high. At this point, I'm going to draw some trend range. Something like this. We have some lower high, but it's a little bit too steep. There is no pullback in between. And there can easily be case made for some broader channel, maybe something like this. So I really think we need to get like felt second entry long here. it looks too much like a one leg down. Like the pullback is not even there. It doesn't even look like a lower high. We prefer to have some bigger bullish bar in between, so we have some first entry long failed. I don't really like this setup just yet, especially since all downtrends played out. The trend range is just about to be established. I prefer something stronger. Okay, but this is a bad signal bar. I was looking for something like new low first entry short, second entry short here. That never happened, so nothing here. Downtrend played out again. I'm gonna draw uptrend working hard, and now it's getting super choppy. You know, I really need something great now because this is clearly a trend range. Okay, new high made. Okay, you have some lower high, but you know, look how stacked this is. You know, I don't think we can take it. It's quite stacked. We actually have felt second entry long now, which is actually super aggressive. I took a chance on this setup because I knew this is going to be my last chance to get a trade. But there is some support. We're going very sideways. This is small congestion here. This is not a great trade to consider. I just took a chance because if you manage to get a runner, you can ride it all the way back down, and the risk to reward ratio is simply that great. But you know, I'm even hesitant to market more aggressive. But actually, you know, we're coming out to range highs. We're below EMA, so there's some chance we're gonna go lower. But you know, we're really going sideways now in this mess. So it was super aggressive. The bar is only 1.75, so the risk is tiny, especially with the limit order. So no problem, but a little bit too aggressive. Market traded higher. And now actually this is the better setup because you kind of have failed breakout grabbing all the liquidity above this key level. Small consolidation, the big one. This is a failed breakout out of this small trend range and the big one. So this is actually a safer setup now. Something like this. And then you actually have a lower high confirming the failed breakout back into the trend range. Uptrends played out. But this was super hard to catch. You have to be very, very quick. You actually now have failed second entry long, but now you have the same problem as we had here. Now we literally have the same problem as when I took a chance selling here, where you kind of go short into this support. We kind of didn't break these lows. It would be great to break these lows, kind of free ourselves from this consolidation, get some second entry short. And plus it's getting way too late now. So because there's support, we're getting way too late. We can't really take it. This is pretty much, yeah, this was the cutoff point where you really want to take a trade. The market's just about to close. So this was the structure for today. It wasn't a great day to finish today's week because the structure was quite slow and choppy. There are only a handful of setups. This one and this one, these are two great setups. This would have been great setup. It's a shame there was no break below the signal bar. This is the high probability setup that pretty much you need, and a couple setups to finish the day. A lot of areas of development, a lot of choppiness, and you can see how low amount of bars we have on the chart. So it can really take a long time for price action to establish some pattern, some structure that we understand and we know what to expect and we can predict high probability setup. But I hope you had a good trade. I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna talk to you next time. Good luck your trading.